Philosophers can be really strange people. You know, you start reading somebody and you think, yeah, this guy gets it. And then you find out that they were friends with a certain German man. And then you're like, how do I reconcile with this? How do I make sense of this person who spews such amazing stuff, also believes in such bullshit? Like, I love Kant, but apparently he was a racist. You know, Heidegger was friends with the German man, and extremely close friends, by the way. And then there's Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir, who were assaulting their students or something, and they were in a throuple. I don't know, it just makes no sense. Even back then, French people were like, this is kind of messed up. And then all of them hated women. Schopenhauer, Nietzsche, kinda, and then Aristotle. And the question becomes, how do you listen to somebody like that without dismissing everything they're saying? Here's how I make sense of it. There are two aspects of a human. One is what I would like to call the inner self, and the one that is the outer self. Inner self, this part is responsible for our perception, our insight, and the way reality is understood. But the outer self, that part is entangled in ego, societal norms, emotions, all sorts of desires, power, etc., etc. I think we ought to separate the inner man from the outer to be able to understand humans with more of a nuanced lens. So I feel like when philosophers are expressing and writing their philosophy, they are expressing that inner self more than the outer self. And then when we see what they've done in their life, you see glimpses of the outer self that are heavily influenced by everything that's in their environment. This doesn't excuse their behavior, of course, but it also doesn't invalidate everything that they say. The perspective is just that. You know, if you just debate or question a perspective, that is not essentially questioning the morals of this person. It's more philosophy than anything else. I feel like we need to stop seeing them as like a moral authority and just look at their perceptions and deal with them alone. So you should argue the perceptions and not the man itself.